George. Hello, good evening, everybody. How's it going?
All right. How's everyone doing out there? So we are live. My name is John Gardner, and this is my wife and law partner, Radlin Mendoza, and we are the immigration law firm, Gardner and Mendoza. We come to you every Wednesday from 8 to 9, and we give you immigration updates, other legal updates if we think they're important for you. And most importantly, we like to answer your questions. We know that you all have a lot of immigration questions, and we've got answers. We are also joining our TikTok family over here. So I'm looking at both screens.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And we are going to be taking the questions from the TikTok as well as Facebook Live. We'll try to, jump back and forth. And one thing I do want to warn you about, though, is that what we do here is for informational and educational purposes. It is not
legal advice.
That's right. It is not legal advice. That's something new. We just tried out tonight for the first time.
Oh, just sort of like sharing a line together.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, she didn't know that was coming. She just
and
knew the answer.
That was very just
that was
what is it?
That was an
impromptu
move, and you just nailed it. Good job.
I know. I mean, I should go into acting probably. We should.
So we always do a little banter in the beginning here while we wait for the questions to start to load up. If you're on TikTok,
sorry.
If you are on TikTok, I will suggest that you try to come over to Facebook Live if you can. And the reason for that is it's just a little bit easier for us to see the questions, and also we can post them so that other people can see them and read them. All right. So we've already got some questions.
So let's get rolling with a couple of questions, and then we can give us some updates. And we don't have any questions on the Facebook live stream, which is Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, I believe. But go ahead and grab a question off of our TikTok. Yeah, always tons of questions. We really appreciate all of your questions, and everyone who's here, we appreciate all of your support, all of your follows and your likes and watching videos. It's fun to be watched and helpful to people. So hopefully we can help you.
All right, so you want to grab Facebook Live first? You want me to grab one off of TikTok? I would do TikTok first. Let's give the TikTokers first shot for a change. And I'm going to move this over so that I can see better.
All right. Fantastic.
So first question up here is, when is the best time to apply for a work permit after marriage?
So if we're talking about a marriage adjustment case, you can file for the permit the same time as when you're filing for the grant application. So the time is as you can. So EE's employment authorization document taking about 9 to 12 months right now. And so, it's really important if you're filing an adjustment of status case, just go ahead and file application for the work permit. You're asking that question, and hopefully know that you do, if your spouse is in the United States and your spouse is eligible for status, then you want to file everything together. So hopefully that answers your question.
All right. Good question.
Yeah, question. Anthony says, let me grab it.
Yeah.
Anthony says, would it be beneficial if you help us with the Form I-34A for the humanitarian parole for a Venezuelan citizen, or do you even help with that? So Anthony, right now we are not doing I-34As, right? I'm sorry, 134As right now. There are a lot of organizations that are helping me in completing those. So we will post those up here in the comments when we type them out and put them in there. One, if you're local to the 757, is the William Mary Legal Immigration Clinic at the College of William Mary Law School. And they are helping people with that question. There's a lot going right now. We are pretty busy with some things that we're working on and trying to get cases, our own cases through the plan. So we're a little to be assisting with that, but we will put that in the comments. Great question though. And I'm glad you're doing that and assisting someone. Right.
Okay, Isaiah Gomez wants to know, does USCIS look at debt during naturalization? So I guess that
debt, not debt per se. So the question on the naturalization application is, have you ever failed to file your tax return? And it's really based on your taxes and filing your taxes and paying your taxes, as opposed to debt and bankruptcy. Hopefully that answers your question. If anyone out there, you owe taxes to the IRS and you're on a payment plan, then you still can go and apply for naturalization and still be, granted your citizenship, even if you are on a payment plan with the IRS, even if you owe money, just so long as you can come to your interview with some type of payment plan.
great answer.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's a great question. All right. So Alfonsina says, hello, thanks for live. You're welcome. Is that a raccoon?
Yeah, it's probably her dog.
Okay. It's a close-up. I'm sorry. That is a dog. But dog looks a little like a raccoon. And a cute raccoon. I mean, raccoons can be kind of scary.
That character from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
I forget the name.
Alfonsina, sorry, you're right. Would anyone have a close-up picture of me?
Oh. Maybe
we
okay.
we actually have friends, our dog lady friends. They have a new Pomeranian that looks just like a raccoon.
That's right.
So that's why I'm embarrassed now. All right, let's see if I can answer this question to make up for this silly question. My silly question: how long does the political process take to resolve? So it's a really long time. The answer is just as silly as my question about whether that's a dog or raccoon, but they can take years, and that's insane. I mean, we've had cases pending for 5 years with no end in sight. It's really, really backlog. So good luck with that process. If you need a good referral, if you need some assistance with that, please reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we had a question over here. What are the chances that USCIS will be raising the fees this year? It looks like that is absolutely going to happen. So the chances are very good. We talked about this, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So you may want to go back at some of our prior Facebook lives last week, but the week before we went through some of this in a lot more detail. Which fees are going up, how much they're going. They're going up across the board, and they're going up pretty significantly. So if you are on the fence about whether you want to get going with something, I recommend that you do it now rather than save you some money.
Yeah, some of the forms that are going up, the N400 is going to go up by about 2%. So that's not huge, $120 increase. The visa is going to go up by $180. The I-130 is going to go up by $175 if you file it online, $85 if you're paper filing. The I-751, to remove the conditions on lawful permanent residency, is going to go up by $5. Is that right?
Yeah, one of them is
$550. That's a huge. Why increase that? It's crazy. You know how long 750 guys? They take like 2+ years, and then they're gonna.
It gets worse.
Yeah. All right. Standalone green card application 5 goes up by $350, up to $1,540. 5 with the work permit and the advanced parole go up to by $1,595, 130% increase to $2,820. Right now, it's $1,760. So, just all of them, many of them that are very common, especially the ones, the forms that we assist our clients with, they're going up. I want to talk just a minute about fees going up and just money, right? And earning potential. So sometimes when when we do a consultation, and I actually even get a little bit emotional when I think about these types of this, to tell you the truth. Only John can tell that I get emotional, even when I'm starting this conversation. But when I see cases where somebody has made a mistake, and that mistake is going to cost like 10 years, it costs 10 years of time. And then we're talking about a 15% increase, maybe we're even talking about a 100% increase on the forms. But when you think about the time that you've lost and that family member to come to the United States, and usually our clients are coming from a third world country or second world country where their income earning potential is not good, and they're coming to the United States opportunities, and that's usually the scenario we have, and the demographic and the clients that we serve. That's they're to the United States for better earning potential to serve their families and their families back home. So when I see cases that there's a mistake and you've wasted 10 years or 12 years, the increases are, who cares? Who cares? When you look at it in terms of, look at the money that your family member is earning when they come to the United States, and they're not earning that anymore because you thought you couldn't petition for your stepchild, and now that stepchild is over the age of 21. It's very upsetting to me to be in a conversation like that, just because I feel bad for family and the situation all the way around. So yes, the fees are going up. We absolutely encourage you to, before the fees are going up, so you can save a few hundred or even a few $1,000s on these filing. But the bottom line, guys, is that if you wait to file your case, you're losing $20,000 to $30,000 if you think about earning potential, right? Not a few $1,000s. You're losing $20,000 a year. Let's just say your family is unemployed in their country and they can actually come to the United States and take a job for $20,000 a year. I mean, I've been starting to look at it in those terms when I'm consulting with people, not just the mistakes, but just some of the decisions about whether to do a fiancé visa or whether to get married, whether adjustment of status, and this for your spouse is sitting in the United States for 9 to 12 months without working. Would you just not do adjustment of status and go back home and where they have a job? So these are a lot of things that we go over during an initial consultation. And again, it's important that the fees are going up. And this is the third, I'm circling back around because I just want to try to make a point. It is very important. And you do want to save a couple of $1,000 on the filing fees. But the bigger picture is, if you wait a year or 2 years or 3 years or even 6 months to file for your family member, you're losing hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially. Because even if you talk about filing for a sibling, and the spouse comes and all of their 3 children who happen to come to the United States, if the timing is right, they're teenagers, and again, that you got to look at the bigger picture. Yes, file because the fees are going up, absolutely, but file more because you want to get the case in the queue and get it done as quickly as possible. All right.
Right.
Done with that.
No, I like that. And it dovetails in with Harsh USA 19 said, how can I connect with you? And how does that dovetail? It dovetails because you really should contact us to find out what your first move is and your best move in your immigration case, for all the reasons that Radlin just said. It's not just make sure you don't make a mistake. And trust me, that's a huge thing as well. I mean, we see a lot of people that self-file and make critical errors that not times are fatal to their case, sometimes just cost a lot of time. And that time is not just time away from loved ones, it's money as well. I mean, it really, really is. So
it's money, it's economics. It's a
You know-
huge reason why people immigrate to the United States.
it's when you get it going sooner, the better it turns out. It's like, putting $100 in a mutual fund. If you do it today, right, versus if you do it 3 years from now, you've lost those 3 years of interest compounding on it. That's not a wise move. So call us. Okay. And the question was, how can I connect with you? You can contact us. Our phone number is 757-464-9224, or you can email info@gmlaw.net. And I will tell you, our office is physically located in Virginia Beach, Virginia, which is on the East Coast of the United States. We do have clients all over the country. We have clients all over the world. It's an immigration law firm. So you don't need to be in Virginia Beach to seek out our help with your case. Contact us wherever you are. Schedule a consultation. It's a $275 fee for a consultation, worth every penny for you to make sure that you're making the right decisions and that you're filing the right forms. And if you decide that you want us to just take care of it for you because it'll get done right, even better, you can hire us to represent you. All right. But invest in yourselves to get this right. It's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can answer your questions. And if you don't want to do that, come to our lives. Like our page, join our Live Love Immigration Facebook page. Follow us on TikTok for videos, and there is a lot of information out there, and we do get tons and tons of inquiries that we can't answer all of them, and but this is what this platform is for us to just be able to share our knowledge and share information and education.
Yeah, you can definitely come here, but again, I warn you, as I said at the outset, this is not legal advice. This is for informational and educational purposes only. And the reason, not that the state bars, won't allow lawyers to give legal advice on the like this. We wouldn't want to, because there are too many details about your case that we don't know. When you put these questions in, Radlin's getting a small snippet of the facts. When you come and talk to us, we're going to really pull down, and we're going to make sure that we put every last little detail. And sometimes the tiniest detail can make a huge, huge difference. All right. So schedule an appointment. That's my advice.
All right. Lakeisha has a great question. And hi, Lakeisha. How are you? Oh, look, it's a photo. Lakeisha knows what I'm talking about. I love the picture. I love it. Okay. Is it possible to have a pastor and his family from another country immigrate to America to work in a church? Are there any options for this to happen, not on just a temporary basis? Absolutely, there is. It is called the R1 visa, and it is for just this exact situation. So a pastor can come on an R1 and then switch to filing for the green. There is a way for pastors who are here in an R1, or even just a direct file a an immigrant visa based on their status as a pastor, as a religious worker. So if you would like more information on that, or your church would like more information on that, we're happy to consult with them and give more information. But it can be done, and we recently did one, and it was cool. It was great. It took a long time. Just the R1. The R1s right now are taking a while, just because of site visits, and everything is just really backlogged right now. But our client got here on an R1, and then we filed the green card for him, and that took a little while as well. But now he and his family and his children all have green cards, 10-year green cards. So it's great to see that.
Yep. Give us a call. And I just noticed my Aunt Jill is joining us.
Hi, Aunt Jill.
Yeah, joining us from South Florida. I won't give any more detail than that.
I don't want you guys to go and find her.
She's in South Florida.
She's the aunt of two very famous people on Facebook Live in our award-winning Facebook and TikTok Live. All right. I'm glad you liked the interesting presentation, Jill.
Yeah.
All right. So Erlin, USPS lost my employment authorization card. So sorry to hear that. If I request it again, do I have to pay for it again? Thank you. So this depends. This depends on whose mistake it was. So if you go on to your EAD application and you look at your address and you see that your address, of course, your correct address, but it was mailed to a different address with different numbers or a different street or, whatever the case was, and it was an immigration, a USCIS error, then you may be able to get that without having to pay the filing fee again. But if you look at your application and everything is correct, and they sent it, and just I don't know how it got lost. You don't say how it got lost. Things just get lost. But I'm going to say you're going to have to probably pay that again to get a new one. And even if it were the first scenario, sometimes I just encourage my clients to just bite the bullet and pay the filing fee because you might get it faster and not have to worry about it. I'm so sorry that your card got lost. That is a big, big bummer. All right.
It is. It's unfortunate. Okay,
what do we have
see here? So, not my soulmate wants to know. I passed my citizenship last December 5th, but up until now, there's no oath taking scheduled yet. So I guess
so December 5th, we are January 18th, right? It's not that long. It's been a little bit over a month, and it really just depends on where you are. So sometimes it takes a couple of months, 2-3 months before an oath swearing is scheduled. Some jurisdictions, they do it on the same day. They do it right there, depending on special circumstances. I wouldn't overly worry that a month and a half later you still don't have notification for swearing in. It's not that a huge, it doesn't ring any alarm bells for me.
Right.
So,
and by the way, congratulations.
Yeah,
on
that's
passing
awesome.
the test. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Good for you. You must have studied all the flashcards.
Yeah, so I wouldn't overly worried about it. I mean, if it's a couple of months, 3 months or whatever, and you still don't have anything, you may want to call and try to find out what's going on or whether they're still just waiting to schedule you.
Yeah.
All right. Erlen has a follow-up question. Does it matter when to file adjustment of status, green card, and I-130 once you get married? So it can matter. Yeah, it can matter when you file.
There's a second part to that. I don't know if these are connected or not below there. Yeah. Is that maybe connected to part of this first question?
Okay, here it is right here. I have a pending case, which is for asylum. We used to do I-131 humanitarian, but I'm about to get married here in the United States. Would there be a conflict once I file adjustment of status, once I get married? So, I mean, it depends. It's hard for me to say conflict. If the question is, can you have two immigration processes going at the same time? The answer is yes, you can. If your asylum is based on, I mean, I'm just completely hypothetical, making stuff up here. So let's just say your asylum is based on being a gay woman in a country that doesn't recognize, doesn't, persecutes people who are gay, and you're marrying a man, then yes, there's a conflict, right? I don't think that's what you're talking about. I think that, and again, that's a hypothetical for everyone who's listening. That's not what I'm saying her asylum case is about. But if the question is, can you have more than one process going at the same time? The answer is yes. But is, the basis for your asylum, I would, just question that, but it's probably not that. I've actually had the scenario before, which is why I'm bringing it up. All right. Let's see here. Do you have any other questions?
Oh yeah, we got some people saying hello here though.
Yes, Lakeisha. She like her photo.
All right. We got a question here. Hello. Is there anything that can be done for Laura's appointment? Case has been approved and documented.
DQ'd.
Thank you. I'm getting back to this.
Yes, it is a hard thing to say. Documentarily qualified.
Documentarily qualified. Thank you. I'm thinking too much of documentaries, probably because we were down our big tour of the Alamo.
Yes.
We were in South Texas, in San Antonio over this past weekend for a legal conference and for my birthday on Saturday.
Yes, happy birthday
thank
to you.
He asked me what I wanted to
Belated.
do. And what I picked, of course, was a guided tour of the Alamo. It was a 1-hour tour. It was awesome. And then we had a fantastic dinner, a Brazilian, all the meat for the DCO, where they come to the table and just slice off just one meat after another. It was fantastic.
They made money on us.
Yes.
They have a strategy, guys.
Yeah,
I know all about this strategy. Really quickly, this is important. So you go to a Brazilian steakhouse, do not go to the salad first. Okay. That's the trick. As my dad says, when you eat rice at a salad bar, eat the dip, right? Eat the more expensive things that your money's worth. So don't eat the salad bar first. Don't even go to the salad bar. Yeah. And then they're going to just start like keep coming. And then that gets very overwhelming. So I would say like 2 or 3 meats first. Yeah. Just tell them to stop. This is the key.
Radlin and I are in law school. We lived in New Jersey called the Ironbound in Newark, New Jersey.
Yes.
It's in a Brazilian neighborhood. So there's all of these Brazilian meat style restaurants for DCO. And the strategy is to pace yourself. So when they start coming, you're so hungry, you just want all of it. You have to have discipline to say no to every other one. So when it comes, you take it. The next one comes. Not yet. And then you wait.
Yeah, you wait. You just enjoy and they're just, they keep, it's like, you just water, like water, just, like, and then you're just, you can't, no moss. You got to stop. And then
I had this kind of meal in a long time. So I did pace myself.
No, we did no pace. You're eating potato salad, just cheap stuff.
Every meat that came, it was just like, and then we were fast. It was pretty ugly. But it was a great dinner.
Plus, we had our kids with us. Yes. Talk about not getting their money, Lord.
Okay. Sorry about that.
This is important, guys.
Nobody cares about our trip to San Antonio.
Everyone cares about
our guided tour of the Alamo.
Everyone cares about how to eat at a Brazilian all-you-eat thing, though.
That's right. That's true. Okay, so getting back to cases.
Emmanuel, hi too. Okay, do we even?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes. What can we do?
Been DQ'd, and but is there anything that could be done?
Oh my gosh, Juarez is taking so long. It's crazy. It's crazy. These cases, the waivers take like 3 years. I mean, it's absolutely insane how long some cases are taking. And there's nothing to do other than to think about filing a lawsuit in Colorado. That's it.
Right.
Suing for action on the case.
Yeah, and if you're somebody who tunes in with us every Wednesday, you've heard us talk about this. It's a scary prospect. I mean, we understand. Like, you're already in an immigration case. You're already seeking a benefit from the government. And the idea that you're going to then sue them, you think, I don't know. I mean, that seems like a bad idea. We get, however, it's actually a very effective way to get your case moving. So if that's something that you want to do, give us a call. We've done it. We say, we're not allowed by state bars to say that it's always successful, but I can tell you we hell of a batting average when it comes to these.
So give us a call, 757 for TikTok, 74649224, and it's on our screen here in this live. All right. Sorry about that. We know all about Juarez. We have some cases language there as well. Okay, MCJ. Let me see here. Okay, it's actually two of the same questions. I filed a petition last December 2021, so this is a year ago, right? And received a letter from USCIS last summer 2022 that we need a state document. We sent the supporting document they need from my wife 2 weeks ago. When do you think her petition will be approved? I hope that'll be approved soon. 2 weeks ago, I would give it 60 days or so if what you sent in is sufficient to respond to their request for evidence. But it shouldn't, hopefully not take too much long after sending in the response to that request for evidence. But that said, it could be 60 days, it could be 90 days, it could be longer. And unfortunately, if the case is still within process times for service center, then if you make an inquiry, they'll say, oh, sorry, this is still within processing times. Contact us when this is outside of processing times. So they do have all that time to make a decision on your case. But hopefully they will get it, they adjudicate it, and make a quick decision, and your case can go to the next step, which is National Visa Center.
Yeah. Yeah, cool profile pic. I'm curious where that is. You look like you're in really beautiful, clear water there, on a kayak or something.
Tell us you are MCRJ or never on our live.
Yeah, tell us where you are. That looks awesome. All right. All right, let's go over here. The question here is, if my wife takes the petition back, I apply for VAWA. My marriage didn't go well. So it looks like there's a marriage adjustment that went south and went off the rails, I should say, is probably a better one. And now the question is, can apply for VAWA?
I mean, we would basically, during this consultation, ask you questions and see whether you have the facts that would warrant a VAWA claim. So possibly it's definitely worth looking into.
Yeah, this would be a situation where we have to look to see whether the facts were sufficient to qualify you to meet the minimum threshold for a VAWA case.
Right. And the fact that you're asking about this, there's something there. So you should probably give us a call and let us help you. And again, our phone number is 757-464-9224. You can call or text.
All right. Love P here says, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You are welcome.
Yeah, very welcome.
Okay, so Jay says, combo card based on pending I-45, but overstated tourist visa. Is it safe to travel? I'm not going to answer any is it safe to travel questions, especially if it's not my immigration case.
That's right.
So be very careful, Jay. I will say that I don't like it when clients travel under these circumstances, but I'm not getting any is it safe to travel questions without knowing a lot more.
Right.
If you're an attorney, Jay, I would ask your lawyer. Okay.
All right. Oh, look, there's my mama.
Hi. My mother-in-law is online.
Yeah, our family. We have a family that tunes in.
Where's my mom?
She's.
Is that your mom is on YouTube?
She always is. Every week I noticed that too.
She's like Ray.
She's got her own way of doing things. All right. Next question over here is a question about, do you think I'll get an interview through the marriage if I have a dismissed trespassing misdemeanor? So I'm guessing the question is whether the interview will be waived. It's a marriage case, whether the interview will still be possibly waived if they have a trespassing misdemeanor on their record that was dismissed.
Yeah, I mean,
they're probably thinking maybe that will trigger the need for an interview.
It's not a bad thought that might trigger the need for an interview. I mean, the officers maybe want to see people. Well, I think there are a couple of things where that can trigger an interview, and certainly a criminal charge is one of them, even though it was dismissed. I think that if a couple is applying and they applied when they would only be eligible for the 2-year card, but then because it's so long, they then would be granted a 10-year card. Maybe an interview would be scheduled. So, I mean, it's hard to say right now because it's all very new. The waived interviews, how they're going to can choose who's going to have a review. So, but definitely any type of charge is reason to have an interview, even if it's dismissed.
Yeah, I'll just interject here very, very briefly to add on to that. That do you have any sort of criminal charges or convictions? I mean, I always think you should have an attorney, but if you have a criminal record, you really should absolutely have an immigration lawyer that you consult with about your case, because a criminal record does create some potential pitfalls and fields that people with criminal record do not have. So it's really, really wise and prudent to talk to an immigration lawyer before you do anything if you have a criminal record. The other thing I would add, just a warning, we've through the years we've spoken to a lot of the officers. We know them. They know. So, a lot of people have this idea that, well, it was in Virginia now filing, and it was in South Dakota and it was 5 years ago. I'm sure no one knows anything about it. I'll just like it never happened. Don't it never happened. That's a bad move. Okay.
Yeah, they know.
They know.
They know.
And sometimes when you pretend like it didn't happen, they'll even give you an opportunity. Are you sure there's nothing else that you're forgetting me? Just that's the cue to, they know. So
Yeah,
come clean.
they know.
Okay.
They know.
And here's my aunt. Look at that.
It's Aunt Sue. Aunt Sue says, I'm also the aunt of famous people. That's right. Our aunt.
That's true.
Sue.
But we
are the niece and nephew
of the world's best fruitcake. The
baker.
The baker and maker of the best.
The baker maker. Oh my gosh.
Ever. I mean, the only thing better.
The downfall.
The only thing that Aunt Sue's fruitcake is Sue stuff.
Sue stuff.
And for that, I'll just say,
the Texas sheet cake was really good too.
If you know.
The Texas. You're a good baker, Sue. Baker. Aunt Sue made a fruit cake that 20 years ago tried. And she made it for me again, and it's the labor of love. So again, thanks.
Can you hand me
thanks
that sheet right there? I just want.
Sure.
Yeah.
We're passing papers over. Yep. All right. Are you looking up a question there?
There's just one question. Another question. The fees. This was specific. Are they going to raise the fee of green card renewal? And fumbling around
the I-90
was one that is actually not. The fees are going up across we've talked about before, but the green renewal is not one that's on the list right now as a fee increase. It's actually on the list as a slight decrease. All right. So
interesting. But the I-751, if you're talking about removing the conditions on your 2-year green card, a lot of people got confused about the renewal of your green card using Form I-90 or removing the conditions on your 2-year green card, additional residence. That is the I-751. And there's even like a big warning on the website because it's such a problem when people who have a 2-year green card use the I-90 form to renew their green card. You're not actually renewing a 2-year green card. You are removing the conditions that were placed on your green card. So this I-751 is going up drastically. Mm-hmm. The I-90 is apparently going down.
Slightly. That's right.
So don't get it confused. All right. Let's see here. Some of these questions are coming up twice. I'm confused. All right. MCRJ has a follow-up question. He says, what are the chances my wife and I are divorced here in the United States, but married in the Philippines, since there is no divorce there, only annulment? We remarried in the Philippines last July 2021. Just in case our divorce becomes a problem, once I file the petition, do you think my petition for her will be approved? All right, let's go back. Divorced here in the United States. Married in the Philippines. But Philippines, since there's no divorce there. It sounds like they got married twice. They remarried after they got divorced here in the United States. Just in case our divorce becomes a problem once I file the petition, the petition for her will be approved. So, I mean, there are a couple of issues here, you know. Number one, here's the question for an I-130 petition. Spouse is, are you a lawful permanent resident? Are you, as a petitioner, a lawful permanent resident or a citizen in that you can petition for your spouse? The answer here is MCRJ. Just assume yes. The second question is, are you married to this person? And the answer here seemed to be yes. Right? You got divorced and you got married again. The answer is so. On its face, the I-130 petition is approvable from what I'm hearing. Again, this is not legal advice. MCRJ is not legal advice. But then, I mean, I would look in this petition, right? As a person who's curious, or let's just say I'm an immigration adjudicator, I'm like, what is going on here behind this? Why do we have a divorce, and then we've got a marriage, and we've got a remarriage? I mean, what is happening here? He went back and he married his ex-wife, and how did he get his green card? How did he become a citizen if he is a citizen? So I would be asking questions with this scenario. So on the face of this, they're, you know, are you married? Yes. And are you a law permanent resident or a U.S. and assuming yes. On the face, it's an I-130 petition. But can they look back behind the facts here? Yes.
Which is why you should call us. Seriously, I mean,
yeah. So anyway, I agree with what John is saying. There's some stuff going on here.
Yeah, there's some concerns.
We'll take
red flags here. I would definitely reach out to us before you take too many steps further. All right. Okay. And Jasmine said that we missed her question.
Oh yeah, here
there it is.
It's because we were saying hello to. Oh look, Jasmine's question was in between the two sisters.
That's why my mom.
That's why you were sandwiched between mother and aunt, and yeah, we missed you. We got so excited about seeing John's family members.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Jasmine, will the I-860 change this year and be effective right away? I prepared my W-2 as 23, and I'm worried if they're going to increase it. Possible interview in April or likely. So, Jasmine, I don't know the schedule of 864 when it comes out. Sorry, I apologize. I don't know the answer to that. About when it's going to change, if it will change, since it stays the same for a couple of years. So, I'll look into that. Can you remind me to look into that?
Absolutely.
We'll have a. Can you add me to the W-2? Just in case. John's writing it down on a very important piece of paper.
That's right.
All right. Let's see here. Should we grab a question from the?
Yeah, the next one up on TikTok's an interesting one. If you want to take a stab at it, I don't know. U.S. citizen, naturalized citizen here, and wants to know how difficult it would be to try to bring their brother to petition their half from Mexico. It can be done.
Yeah, it can be done.
And how, what kind of.
So here's the thing about siblings, and I'm glad you're asking this question. Siblings, really long time. Did Mexico?
Yes, Mexico.
Oh.
It's the longest of them.
Mexico
all, right?
now is kind of ridiculous when it comes to siblings. It's the longest. It used to be the Philippines. It's now Man, I hate this, but it's like 22 years
22 years.
petition for sibling right now. Don't be discouraged. John and I be 20,
That's right.
and now we've
been
22 years have passed.
married more than 22 years.
Yeah, went by really quickly.
It did.
So I know that a lot of people, when they hear that, oh my gosh, the sibling can take 15 years or 20 years or 20, who blame you guys for the heck? No, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. Why would I even do that? Just do it. And it will around, if it's the only manner in which your sibling or your family member can come to the United States, then just do it. Because it will come around. The time will come.
The time will, we have people, sometimes clients come in and they'll say, I want to do whatever. And we're like, oh, you could have filed like 11 years ago. And they're just themselves. They're just, I can't believe, oh my God, I could have done this 11 years ago. I just lost 11 years. The clock is ticking. It's always ticking. And so
it doesn't stop.
No matter how long the thing is going to take, the sooner you start it, the sooner it will come up for approval. So,
yes. Yeah. And for this man who wants to petition for the brother hearing 22 years, do not blame you.
No.
You're just no.
The natural instinct, forget it.
22 years, we'll all be dead in 22. But that's not true.
Right.
That's not true.
Advice to people is always the same about that. So, just take time, get done, and then that's it. You're gonna through the next 22 years anyway. Whatever you do, you may as well have that time accruing for your half brothers ago.
Should I tell the story again?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna tell the story really quickly. Yeah. This is gonna take like 20 minutes. No, really quickly. Just shortened version. Just the version. One of our clients and became a friend of ours. And as soon as she naturalized, and it was a friend that really keep in touch, but anyway, as soon as she naturalized, file for your sister. And she said, okay, I'll do that. And, again, we watch, she didn't file. She calls me later. She's like, Radlin, I'm ready for my sibling. Been a citizen now 7 years, guys, 7 years. And when I was telling her to file for her sister, it was only taking, but recently it's 15. But you should see her face when I said it was taking 15. So bad, because she knew that she had lost the 7 years. She knew that, and she's in a country where she really needed out because of country. So we filed the petition, but the point of the story is it's 15 years instead of it could have been, which was 8 in the math. So please file, especially if you're going to file anyway. And I see a lot of people who have siblings and they ask about their siblings. When I tell them it's going to take so much time, and then I kind of just out of my curiosity, I say, how long have you been a citizen? And just because it's what do you like when it's kind of like a sick curiosity? I mean, I don't have to ask the question, but I want to ask it because I just want to know how long they waited to come to talk to me or somebody like me file for their sibling. People say 8 or 50 years or 20 years, and I'm just, oh, okay. I don't say anything, but it's a morbid curiosity. I
just wrote morbid curiosity.
We do it.
I was just writing it down. I literally was writing it down, and I was going to show it to her. That's morbid.
You could have just said. I mean, they don't need to know what it is, but we came to it at the same time. It's like, we're simpatico. This is my husband. 25-year anniversary coming up, guys.
That's right, in October.
All right. Should we? Whose turn is it now?
Again, about filing. I try to take things sometimes out of the immigration context just to maybe conceptualize it. It's like the savings account for like your kid's college or thing, and in every single day you say, oh, I need to open up an account for start my kid's college and I'll just put a bit away. And every day you do it. And then, the kid's like 7 years old. And then all of a sudden you realize, why didn't I just, I could have just put a little here and there. I lost the 16 years that I could have been. It's this exact same concept.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Get going. Okay.
You can't lose this one though. I mean, you can actually lose in the stock market, but here you cannot lose.
True. Although
unless you die, and then it's, all right. We were at morbid things.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see here. Was it a TikTok question? Because I want to just read Emmanuel's comment.
Yeah.
This comment, I don't think it's an actual question. It's been 3 months and no change to any of my 3 processes. I filed a state center inquiry mentioning that waited 6 months before even applying for adjustment of status because of the 12E rule to see if they can pay up and see my process. Since this time I had to wait for my J1 waiver was imposed. Do you think I'll have any luck? Do you think I'll have any luck? I don't know. I know it's recent. I had to apply for the 212E waivers. That is correct. You have to do the waiver. Hard to say. It's hard whether congressional moves anything or can do anything. It's worth a shot that you did it and made a liaison request, but I don't know. I hope so. All right. CC wants to know, do you help with visitor visa from Mexico to the United States? Unfortunately, we do not assist with applying for the visitor visa. There is a lot of information there, and make it fairly straightforward. One of the reasons why we don't assist with that longer is because the embassies and consulates do not make any documentation from you. They don't want anything. So, and also sometimes it did anyway, and it doesn't feel right to charge and then your client's documents don't even get in. It doesn't feel right for us. And it definitely didn't really feel right for clients. Like, they didn't even take these expensive documents that I paid. Like, I know, I told you that possibility. So no, good luck with that. Hope you have success. Okay, what do we have here?
Hi, I got my VAWA I-60 approved, and I did my medical. How much longer for my green card? My VAWA,
did the
VAWA was approved. Medical.
Oof. Green card on VAWA is more. Did the medical it takes a really long time. It's much longer than the other process, unfortunately. I don't know why it is, and it has been. So I can't tell you how long. All right. This is a good question here, JM. Possibly end with this. Attorney, my son is a green card holder. He plans to go back to the Philippines for college and stay there for good, just the U.S. for vacation. How are we not going to lose his residency? You are. Just kidding. Does he first need to do this? And I mean, ideally, can he wait to become a citizen? Yes, that would be the most ideal thing.
Agreed.
Depending on where you were, that can take a year or so. But other thing, if he wants to go back and he doesn't want to wait and he wants to start a school, he could apply for a re-entry permit. And a re-entry will allow him to stay outside of the States for over a year, up to 2. But you can apply for it every so often, and so it really just on what his plans are. Don't recommend this language here. It says he stayed there for good and just the United States for vacation. I don't that kind of language just because it's fine saying it here in the comments, but that's what he's thinking. If he's visiting back and forth and he's explaining to the Board of Entry officer what his plan, well, I'm going to this school in the United States. I'm really I'm sorry, I'm going to the Philippines. I'm really not living in the United States. I'm really going to school in the Philippines, but I'm not interested in living in the United States. Those words can trigger an inquiry about his, his residency status here in the United States and whether he has strong enough ties or whether he has abandoned an card. So please give a call and let us help you with that re-entry permit or the citizenship so he can go. All right. Any other questions there? We have 2 more minutes.
This is not a great question. Just see if you can shed any light on this. She says that her husband's in Mexico and he's been there since February 12th of 2020. And they've asked for a form DS5535. And there's no question to it. It's just that's
what is DS 5535? Let me see. Did a So he's been waiting the whole time?
Yes.
It's the requesting information from visa applicant. I guess it depends on what they're asking for.
Yeah.
In the actual 5535. It's just a form to ask for more information. It seems like there could be more on here if he's been there since 2020, especially if he's
something missing.
Especially if he's been waiting on this process and all of a sudden 2 years we get request for more documentation. So we'd be happy to take a look at that.
Yeah. Please give us a call. We can totally dig into that. We can figure out what's going on, point in the right direction, or maybe just take it for you. Okay.
Let me grab J.M. Ray's question real quick here. If he becomes a citizen and stays in the Philippines, will he be questioned once he visits the States why he didn't stay since he is a U.S. citizen? See, these are the types of questions why people don't like to lawsuit or do anything that's like, oh, that doesn't make any sense. No, they will not ask any of those questions about why didn't you become a U.S. citizen? Stay here. You're a U.S. citizen. They don't care.
Once he's a citizen, he can go to the Philippines. He can spend 30 years there and comes back here. He just
it's our timekeeper.
No, they will not. He can do whatever he wants once he's a citizen. Oh,
Ray, what time is it?
Time for dinner.
Time for dinner. All right, guys, we have to go. Ray is our timekeeper. Make sure that we end right at 9 so we can. She's already doing it. But awesome question. We'll be back here again next Wednesday to answer your question. Any other questions you have? Thanks for all the TikTok and the gifts and stuff like that. If you haven't, awesome questions. If you haven't followed it, please follow us and like our page, follow us TikTok, and watch our videos. All right, guys.
Everybody,
2 thumbs up. Amazing.
We'll see you here next Wednesday.
All right.
Bye,
guys. Thank you.